much do you think a substitute teacher makes a day?
Oh, geez. Let's see, like per day?
Like for a whole day?
I'm gonna ballpark and say 300 to 500. Hopefully. A day. Is it less than that? $50 a day? Is it 50 a day?
It's not only so. If you're not like a licensed teacher in our county,
if you're one of the long-term,
if you're not a licensed teacher,
it's hourly. It's just hourly.
You get like $60 to $80 a day.
I've been saying for years that teaching is one of the most thankless jobs that you can do, just because of how much work you have to put into it versus how much pay you get, how much stress you have to endure for the job. The irony being now I do this, as I did not see that coming. This video is not about teaching. This video is about the way we think about jobs. In the comment section of that video, at least on IG, I saw a lot of comments saying something along the lines of, if you don't like that work, get a better job. If the work doesn't pay enough, if the conditions are so bad, just get a better job. And you hear that kind of thing about jobs that pay minimum wage. You hear that kind of thing about jobs that are just horrible to their workers and all kinds of stuff like that, right? But here's the thing, all right? I'm going to tell you guys the thing. Here's the thing with that line of thinking. When you say that about fast food workers or teachers or whatever, just get a better job. When you say that, you're not saying that job should not exist, right? You're not saying fast food workers shouldn't exist, teachers shouldn't exist, right? What you're saying is that job should exist, and it's okay for the people who do that job to be in terrible working conditions, or people who work an 8-hour shift of that job to still not make enough to live off of. That's fine. But if you personally don't want to do that, you should go get another job. But that job should still be like that. It's the same sentiment as, oh, if you don't like our country, get out, that type of shit, right? But what you don't realize is that's the same thing as if I'm driving my car and I notice that it keeps on shifting to the left. And I tell someone, hey, my car has been shifting by itself a lot. And you just replying, oh, get a new car. If you don't like that your car shifts to the left, why are you complaining about it? Just go get a new car if you don't like the way your car is. Do you realize how ridiculous that sounds? For me personally, I don't really care about the whole skilled labor versus unskilled labor thing when it comes to a livable wage. I've done work from being a cart grabber at a grocery store to a dishwasher, all the way up to being an IT specialist at aerospace. And I still say that if you have a task at your job that requires somebody to do that work for 8 hours out of their 24-hour day, a third of their day, if they do that job, they should be able to live off the money they get from that job. If a company can't pay its employees the minimum cost of living in an area that they're in, then the company can't afford employees. Companies that knowingly pay their employees less than they would need to survive are taking advantage of the desperation of poor people. Especially if they're bigger companies, like multi-million-dollar or billion-dollar companies that are still paying their employees minimum wage. That's like a 35-year-old that only fucks with 18-year-olds. Like, you would go lower, but you don't want to get in trouble with the law. That's all that is. It's still taking advantage. The point that I'm making is this sentiment of just leave, just get another job. If you have an issue, run away. Don't try to fix it. That is not a way to progress or move forward as a society. Societal issues, such as the cost of living being higher than the average person can afford, that needs to be fixed. You don't just go somewhere else. No, that needs to be addressed. That needs to be complained about until people with enough power or enough people are in a position to fix it so that it's not an issue anymore. Does that make sense? That's my take on it anyway. All right. And, shout out to teachers for teaching. That is such an amazing thing to be able to do for the youth and the future of the world. And you definitely should be getting paid more for that. So special shout out to teachers. But yeah, I will see you guys in the next video.